Okay, move to read here. And what we are going to do today is go over the core sounds of all of first the vowels. So just 1 minute. Okay, so A says a, aw, and you'll notice the symbols: short sound, long sound, broad sound, schwa. Now there are more vowels that will say the broad sound, but the only one that we've been emphasizing for this time period is the A, and it's the broad sound, like in father, that aw sound, or ball, or fall. It's a kind of a throaty broad sound. So A says a, aw, Okay, now we're going to go to E. Okay, E says E, short sound, long sound, short I sound, schwa. Now, there are people in America that will say, in even publishers and different phonics programs, that E does not say the short I sound. Because Americans tend to have a lazy kind of speech pattern, I have included the short I sound in there because there are many, many words now that instead of saying we're saying more of an I. So it's E, I. One example would be enter. When you say it, it's not an etter, it's an enter, even though it's spelled E-N-T-E-R. I says, let me try to get our last little I on here. Okay, I, E, ya, So short I, long E, the Y consonant sound, which is ya, and the schwa. So it's I, E, ya, Okay, for O, it's O, ooh, the long double O sound, ooh, but you're only writing one O. So it's short O, long ooh, So O, ooh, For the letter U, we have 5 different sounds. U, ooh, So short U, long double O, short double O sound, and schwa. So U, ooh, We have Y as our next vowel. And there is a saying that says Y is a consonant and sometimes a vowel. I do not agree with that little saying because Y is a consonant, only one of the sounds, and all the rest are vowel sounds. Y as a consonant sound will only be at the beginning of words or syllables and nothing else. And the vowels will be either in the middle of a word or the end of a word. So it's ya, I, e, So the consonant sound, short I, long E, schwa. So ya, I, e, Something to notice is on our I, this up a little bit, has exactly the same sounds as Y, just in a different order. The reason for that is because of our rule that says English words cannot end in I, J, U, or V. So I and Y make exactly the same sounds so that we can use a Y where we, at the end of a word where we might have used an I in the past. English has that rule. In Italian, you can have a lot of words that have the I at the end of it. Spaghetti, ravioli, manicotti. Okay, C says k or s. Only two sounds. The rule is you use the C unless there is an E, I, or Y as the very next letter, and then that C is going to say S instead of K. You use a C more times than you would use a K in most words. If you hear the K sound, many times it is the C written out. If you do hear the K sound, and then you hear either an E, I, or Y sound, and it's still the K sound, you have to use the K, because if we used a C, that would change it to the S sound. So each one of these equals the S sound. Okay? G. Oh, and on C, it's an absolute. C will always change if it has an E, I, or Y next to it. G, not so. G can decide if he's going to say G or J. He can only have the opportunity to say the J sound if the next letter is E, I, or Y. He can make that choice, like in gym. Gym is spelled G-Y-M, like if you go and play somewhere where they have, exercise equipment. I guess you're not really playing, you're exercising. If you want to talk about rocks that are a gem or a precious stone that are they charge more money because they're rare, you notice it's the E. But no matter what, G has the choice. Am I going to change to my J sound, or am I going to stay with my G sound? It's like in the word get, he decided he would stay with his G sound, G, jet, or get. If he changed to a J, it would be jet, and that is not how we spell jet. We spell jet like this. All right. With C, it's 100%. It has to change to the S sound. G gets to choose if it changes to the J sound. Now D, G, E is always going to say the J sound, like in fudge. But we don't say the D so much. You hear the G, which would be a J sound, and then the E is quiet. So fudge, budge, mudge, all of those. Why do we have the D there? Why, especially since we don't hear it. Let's look at the word fudge. Here is our phonogram. This is a silent E. Well, or I want to say not really a silent E. That's the wrong term. It is an E that is like a fill the space. You have to end with something. You cannot end a word with I, J, U, or V. Well, the fact that this says the J sound, you cannot do that. So we throw in a E. So, but if D was not there and it was F, U, G, E, and it would turn it into a silent E word, that would make that U long. He would zip his lips and G could still change to the J sound, and that would be fooge, not fudge. We have to keep the vowel in the DGE words as a short sound, and that is the reason we have our D. He is the sheriff protecting the vowel. Okay, S says S or Z. Most of the time it says the S sound. But in these instances, if you have a vowel, then an S, and then a vowel, it's going to say the Z sound. If you have a vowel, an S, and an M, it will say the Z sound. If you have a vowel, an S, and a B, it will say the Z sound. So that is why S has two sounds, is because of these three combinations. Our next letter that we're going to talk about is the X. And he will say these four sounds. He will say X, Gz, Z, X. The KS sound will only be at the end of a word, never anywhere else. Well, it could be in a compound word, but it'd be at the end of one of the two compound words. But that X sound is at the end of a word. The Z is going to be at the beginning of words, like xylophone. The X sound will be in abbreviation, like X-ray. For the Gz, that one, most people have a little bit harder time hearing. You have to really slow down the word in order to hear the Gz. But it would be where you have a vowel and then X. So exit, exit. It's not a X, it's not a Z, it's a Gz, exit. So you will have a vowel and then the letter X. Have a great day.